This is Randy.
This is Melanie.
Season 6, Episode 4 of Community came out today, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay, so today we're talking about queer studies and advanced waxing.
That is the episode title, and we're going to talk spoilers. I know it just came out, so forewarning, I'm sure we'll spoil something that can be spoiled. In this episode, the dean was offered a position on the school board, along with the two board guys, provided that he kind of flaunted being openly gay. So, you know, it's kind of a, well, they even said token gay guy in the episode. So that's the situation there. And then also, Annie and Chang try out for a play. You said you had thoughts on this. What did you think about this episode?
Okay, first of all, we, in several of our previous episodes, have said that, or I said that I love the dean, and talked about Chang being great if they would just give him good lines. And it's funny to me that this episode is all about the dean having problems admitting that he's gay because he's so much more than gay. Which is fantastic. It's, 2/7 of his preferences or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that he, had to admit that he was openly gay. It was that it was felt like a lie because that's only a portion of what he is.
Yeah.
So that's his whole thing.
And then the other thing was Chang being an actor and, being good or having potential to be good, whatever. And we were all about if he had a good character, he'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel did they give him good stuff to do in this episode? Or?
Yeah, they didn't make him Ralph Macchio, so right there.
That's true. The part he was trying out for initially.
Right, and Ralph Macchio's crap. Sorry, Ralph Macchio, but you're crap.
What? Okay.
He looks like a 12-year-old still.
Still?
Still.
This episode was okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second time around, because I watched most of it last night. I didn't finish it last night. I finished it today with you. And I enjoyed it a bit more today, but I was not super impressed with this episode. Not that the episodes have to impress me, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of seemed like cruising. It was just cruising along, not really.
The baby bird stuff was strange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it fit.
But yeah, I love the Dean as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good to have a pretty Dean-heavy episode.
Mm-hmm.
That was enjoyable. I did enjoy that. There were some standout scenes where he explains that gay is a big part of his sexuality, but there's so much more.
Mm-hmm.
That scene with him and Frankie and Jeff in his office, I enjoyed that scene very much.
Yeah. I enjoyed that the board members wanted him to join the board because he was gay, because they were being accused of discriminating against gays because they had stopped a gay pride parade so that they could have a board members parade. But it wasn't because they were anti-gay. It was, those guys get parades all the time. We only get one.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guy's like, those guys get to dress up every day. We get one day. Yeah, that's why he was upset.
And I think that was freaking fabulous.
Mm-hmm. There were some interesting team-ups in terms of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of new team-ups that we hadn't seen before. For one, because one of the characters is new. But also, we got a Chang and Annie team-up story, which was unusual. And I don't think we've had that before.
It doesn't really surprise me, though. It seems like Annie would be the kind of person that would be overly supportive of anybody trying to do something new and,
And it was a very much a passive, sensitive Chang in this episode.
Yeah.
He kind of changes. So that seems like it goes along with Annie's pampering initially anyway.
Aggressive pampering?
Yeah, exactly. And then we had a Potashnik Abed team up.
Mm-hmm.
There was one really good scene with them, I thought. Other than that, yeah, the baby bird story was just kind of eh.
Yeah. They could have played on it more with the whole Abed's mom leaving thing, but they didn't.
Oh, they didn't play on it at all?
They mentioned it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. He said something about moms wanting to keep the babies warm or something. That's why his mom took his little brother and moved to Arizona.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then the stuff with the dean, which is kind of ridiculous. I like that we got more of a spotlight on Dean, like I said, but it was kind of a ridiculous storyline, and it didn't resolve in a very satisfactory way to me.
Yeah, no, I didn't like his little end politician spiel.
Yeah,
It didn't make any sense, and it didn't resolve anything.
Well, it was just kind of a goofy throwaway about politicians, but it just didn't really make sense. And it just seemed like an easy let's just goof it up and this little plot line.
I liked all his stuff with the pretend partner.
Oh yeah.
Because that's, first of all, so not the dean. He'd be all over that, you know?
Oh yeah, you think?
Oh yeah.
Maybe the dean just wasn't interested in him.
Maybe he's racist.
That could be too. But he's got it for Jeffrey.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I liked it just because it highlighted things that we enjoy and have been talking about. But like you said, it's not one of the all around best or anything. It's kind of just moving along.
I like the Dean spotlight because the Dean's a great character. But I thought both the A story and the B story, the story with Dean and the Chang and Annie story. Oh, and I guess there's kind of a three stories going on.
And the baby bird story?
Yeah, there's an ABC story. I just now realized that. Well, all three of them were just kind of bland, in my opinion. And all three of them ended up just kind of being a goofy throwaway joke. Like, you know, the setup with the acting, the drama teacher or whatever, being so harsh on Chang. And how that resolved was just kind of like, yeah, okay. I get it. Because he's so extreme, so it would have to be this little flip around. Yeah.
I did like some of the things he said during his extremeness.
Oh yeah. He said some awesome harsh things.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some good dialogue with that, and then, like I mentioned, the dialogue with Abed and Potashnik, and Abed's even like, you just did a baby bird murder dialogue. You know, there were some good parts. Monologue, sorry. Yeah. There were some good parts, but overall, it was okay. I just think the plot lines were kind of weak this episode. Not that they always have to be amazing, but...
I do like how they tied in the baby bird stuff with the Dean, though. Even though it was not.
Oh, yeah.
But his whole well, of course not, then the mother won't come back.
And
then that's the reason that the board was having issues with him.
That's a classic Dean.
Yeah,
that reaction to it.
Yeah, I know, it was.
Jim Rash, I believe his name is. And I think he was one of the co-directors, and I can't remember who else directed this episode, but it was him and somebody else.
Is he a writer? Because he hosted that writer show or whatever.
He is an Oscar-nominated or winning writer. He wrote The Descendants, that George Clooney movie. I never saw it. It was a drama. He wrote that. He's Oscar quality writer.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
It is.
Yeah. And he's good. They have a good cast. I always thought Community has a good cast.
Yeah.
Because everybody handles their parts very well. I found it seems like, I mean, they handled it well in season 5 after Troy had left, but it seems like they don't know what to do with Abed. You know what I mean? Like, they teamed him up with Potashnik. Episode 3, they just kind of like sent him off on a task, and he was doing that. Like, he's there, but
they don't use him to his full potential.
Yeah, and when they had Troy there to bounce stuff between the two characters, they could come up with interesting storylines between them and fun stuff. And occasionally, I like when they use Annie and him as like a team. But yeah, it seems like they don't know what to do with him on his own.
Yeah.
So those are our thoughts on this episode of Community. Let us know what you thought. Do you agree? Do you disagree? There's something we missed.
Are there secret connections that we are not privy to?
Yeah. leave us a comment in the comment section below, or wherever you find this. You could probably comment or message us about it. Feel free to do so.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And we'll be back next week with a review
of another exciting episode of Community 6.yahoo.
6.yahoo.now. All right, that's good.